Welcome back to Ripping Puck, and today we're going to be talking about NHL players that injured themselves outside of hockey. And we're making today's video because Jack Hughes literally just injured his hand during a team outing, and he's going to miss 8 weeks. And literally as we're getting ready to film this video, there's been another injury because Luostarinen apparently hurt himself during a barbecue accident, according to Paul Maurice. Like, what's going on in the NHL this year? But to start off, we have to talk about Joe Sakic. Now, many of you are aware of the snowblower incident that resulted in him breaking fingers and injuring some tendons in his hand. Snowblowers aren't something to play with. But during this time, Joe Sakic was already out for hurting his back, and he had missed a game that year for an infected tooth. And unfortunately, he put his hands near the blades, which you should absolutely never do, even if you just turned it off. And that resulted in Joe missing a lot of time in a season where he'd come back to try and win a third Stanley Cup. A very unfortunate end to the end of this guy's career. And then there's the infamous Saku Koivu back injury as a result of some roughhousing with Craig Rivette. Before Game 3 of the 2006 playoffs, Rivette accidentally kind of checked Koivu into the toilet in the bathroom of their hotel room. The toilet shattered and went all over the floor. Koivu had a deep cut in his back. He still ended up playing that night after they told coaches that he slipped on the floor. But Koivu was not the same and missed time as a result of this terrible injury. And then there's the Dustin Penner pancake incident. He hurt his back leaning over to eat pancakes. Now this went viral because of the absurdity of it. People made it into a meme, but guys get injured all the time simply just leaning over. His back locked up and he ended up missing time as a result of the pancake incident. He took it in stride, and later you can see him serving pancakes at an event. Now adding a goalie into the mix, Crawford got hurt at a Rise Against concert. Apparently he missed a step, and this resulted in a lower body injury. And at the time he was having a stellar year with a 1.87 goals against average. He ended up having to walk around wearing a boot. But luckily they had Scott Darling, and I have a video about him that's very interesting. It'll be in the pin card somewhere and you should check that one out. But Crawford missed a step and then ended up missing games. And then we have the Sami Salo snakebite incident. There's not a lot to add to this one because it happened in the off season, but he got bit by a venomous snake, which is enough to have cause for concern. Also, the mark probably doesn't feel good either. He ended up being okay, but this guy had a lot of injuries in his career, but this one stands out as one of the weirdest ones. But Salo also got injured one off season playing ball hockey. And then we have to kind of talk about the guys that get hurt, say going on a night out or something unrelated to hockey during the season, but they have to keep it hidden until they go to practice, and then they go, oh, my shoulder, my knee, whatever it might be. And then there's piles of guys who got hurt in the off season that are going into training camp or a PTO situation, and they have to try and find a way to show that they got hurt in practice to cover up the injury. There's countless off-ice injuries that players have had to orchestrate into something else. Apparently Terry Ryan did that to get some dental work covered one time. Do you remember the Erik Johnson golf cart incident? I guess it was raining. He hit the brakes on the slope. I guess the cart didn't really necessarily stop, so he put his foot out trying to make the skid stop and seriously hurt his knee. And the one thing about golf shoes is they're meant to stick into the ground. So the cart kept moving and his foot didn't. But this freak accident resulted in an ACL injury. It was notorious and people didn't really know the full details until on the Cam and Strick podcast, Jay McKee went on and gave basically a detailed account of it. Now, Claude Giroux got hurt golfing as well, but not with the cart. I guess something happened and he ended up rupturing tendons requiring surgery, so golf ended up taking Claude Giroux out as well. Now there's probably some more absurd ones I haven't hit today. I remember I think Jason Spezza got hurt in a light bulb screwing in related incident, but I couldn't find anything about that online. So make sure to let me know in the comments. Maybe we do a part 2 with the info that you guys are able to drop in there. And if you enjoyed today's video, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We got lots of fun content coming out next.